Divine Mother says we'll need to use what you believe to heal you. When you believe it, then the belief you have that is attached to that can be powerful enough for you to go deep enough, for you to be transformed enough, for you to have what you are really asking for. Therefore, we use what you believe for you to have enough belief for you to be going to the true twin flame in harmonious union. What you need to go there is a healing that goes beyond your ego, self-concept, and idea of what you'd need to have success. Because the ego doesn't exist and your true twin flame in harmonious union does. We work you towards what truly exists, to the ultimate reality, by working with your power of belief. So that's again a very condensed statement that Divine Mother gives you about your belief and how the teacher and the inner work tool work with what you believe to have the energy, the motivation, the power, the underlying drive to bring you where you ultimately would need to go when you go deeper, simply because of the fact that you are a twin flame. That's what you are. You're a human being. And on the deeper level, even though it may not be known by many as of yet, you are your spirit parts combined. And bringing those together intimately is what the twin flame desire is what the twin flame journey is about. No matter what kind of spirit part you uniquely have there, but for the very, 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 very most people, that is true components expressed in a different body, that is a complementary expression to you. Which also means that your core is not your singular, individual, personal core, but seen from that level, it is the core of your union. That's your core, that's your essence, that's what you are. You're two as one. So the union is your core. All right. You are a human being, that's why you watch this video. And we work with what you believe because of the belief and the power of the belief and the energy of the belief and the motivation and the drive in the belief. The belief is important. That's what Divine Mother says. I mean, I indicated before on some places on my social media and whatnot that I have been doing for years that it is important that you believe in it, because otherwise it's really going to be not so easy, you know, to reach that full manifestation of that level of being human in the here and now in your daily life. When you don't believe it, you're still a twin flame, because that's what you are, and what is. You can't change that. You are already that. Even before you were born, you were already that. Because it is in the architecture of creation. But when you don't believe it, yeah, it will be a lot more difficult for you to reach that. That's what I said before. But now actually, I also hear together with you that Divine Mother says that it is much, much more important than I even thought before. Your belief is what is needed. And we work with your belief, and that's true. And I see that as the teacher too. I work with your belief. It is your belief that I can leverage together with you, for you, so that you will go the entire distance, not just a part of it. of the true twin flame journey and will come in harmonious twin flame union as a result. The consciousness place from which you will birth the being together with them in your ultimate life, in your best lifestyle, in your true relationship, in your growing family, in your mission business, and everything that you'd envision for your beautiful life together with your ultimate lover, right? That is also your best friend and your mission partner and your life partner and your teacher and your student. Yeah, that one. Your belief is of utmost importance. And I can now see that that is true and how that is true, even for me as a teacher trying to guide you there. Yes. Because for true healing, we need your belief. And it doesn't really matter that much what exactly you believe in, as long as your belief is deep enough, profound enough, powerful enough for you to have that leverage, momentum going for you. So we want you to believe. I think we is me and Divine Mother, right? Us and Divine Mother, my union and Divine Mother, and our natural relationship that we have with Divine Mother. And I know you believe something, and you truly believe deeply in it. And that's good. We can work with that. I'm happy that you believe. That'll be a great starting point for you. Very good. Now you don't need to tell me what you believe. I work with that you believe. But you may desire to share it anyway, and that's okay. You know, earlier I've been talking about that you can choose to go there. When you choose it and you do the inner work. And this just adds another element to it. I think it adds the component that is your contribution to our co-creation together. And you need to have that contribution to our co-creation. Otherwise, I have nothing to work with and I have nothing to leverage for you, with you. I don't have material to transform for you, with you. You didn't give me what I need for us to create that result of harmonious twin flame union that births your physical union, success with the life you always already wanted. So ask yourself if you believe. Do you believe? And what do you believe in? And don't hold that energetically back when you come to me. Let that play a part. It's there for a reason. You believe, and we can work with that. And when you look closer at this revelation of Divine Mother's healing technique, specifically for the ascended layer that twin flames are and are referring to, that you want to live there, that's why it is in your life, because that's what you desire. And you can own that as your soul you, as your spirit you, as the core of your union you. When you look at that, you can clearly see that it is you that needs to contribute to it. I can't do it for you. You need to do it yourself. It is only available when you pour into it. So that's why we talk about this. And I remember that before I have been talking about things that I thought you would need to know, things that are different than you might think it is. And I talked about some of the concepts, how I would see them. And I don't do that because I need to be right, because I actually don't need to be right necessarily. What I'm doing is expressing some concepts in the way how it is connected when I organically connect to the energetic core truth of the vibration of harmonious twin flame union that I am in. And then I just express myself, and then things sound differently than you thought it was. And that's educational. It's mostly educational because I talk from that place of harmonious union. And I feel free to share from that. And then it sounds like this. And of course it goes via me, my specific, personal, unique blueprint kind of a way of speaking. And then it sounds like this. But it's not really about those terms that I use or the truth that I present. It's about trying to educate you so that you can find eventually the place where I speak from. Because that's the harmonious union place, and that's why I say these things. But I know that I've been saying a whole couple of things that might sound different than you thought they were. For instance, about the separation phase and the surrender phase, and about the divine masculine twin flame and the bubble love phase and whatnot. Most of which are terms that I would not necessarily have come up with myself, and certainly not necessarily the reason why they're so popular, because I feel them differently. But what it is about is that I'm trying to give you a perspective from me uniquely when you are in harmonious union, what it then feels like, and what it then feels like and seems like and looks like when you hear these kinds of terminologies. And doing that, I hope, helps you. So I did a lot of that, right, lately in my videos, and I talked about these things in a long 1-hour video about the truth of the matter and busting the myths of twin flames and stuff. But it is not really to do about those terms. It is not really to do about that. It is actually to do about that I want you to connect with that vibrational truth place of harmonious twin flame union. And it is, in a sense, contradicting to what Divine Mother today says, because she more or less says it doesn't also, in a sense, really matter. It doesn't really matter what you believe in. If you believe in the surrender phase and the separation phase, okay. We're just going to work with what you believe. That's what she says. So yeah, it is a little bit contradicting here, right? Additional information of the true strategy, of the true healing, inner working of it all. And that technique, that will combust your true twin flame union and makes it be here. Yeah. Very interesting. So if you want to, bust my bubble because I only think that I know something and now I've contradicted myself, well, this is a spiritual teacher that understands that contradictions exist. They can exist because I'm just speaking from that place, and that's what it truly is about. But for you to be able to come there and be there in that place of the harmonious twin flame union, love, heart, we need to work with your belief. And that's so interesting because that is, when you look at it closer, exactly what the healing method also was from Jesus Christ. I know that Jesus is one of the most well-known spiritual masters, right? Spiritual teachers out there. And his consciousness is still around. And he worked with the belief of people. And when you read the Bible's New Testament, then you can see that that was his healing practice for the people. When you believed that you could heal yourself by touching the edge of his mantle, then that would happen for you. It's what you believed, and we work with your belief. His mantle was not spooky and magical, but it was the woman's belief that she would be healed by touching the seam of his mantle. That manifested to completion. And then she was healed, and she came in the healed mind that she somehow knew existed. And she manifested that accordingly after that happening. This is just one example of the many well-known stories about the Master Jesus, the Christ. That was the Christ because of his access to the Christ consciousness that he gained for himself. And because he did that, he knew that it was for everyone, and everyone is already there with him. And that is also for you. You are the Christ consciousness. You just need to make it come true in your actual physical life. And your belief is going to bring you there. And when we talk about the Christ consciousness, we are talking about union consciousness, the divine consciousness. That is the foundational element of your harmonious twin flame union. And by having your twin flame in your life already, your soul has already indicated to you that that's where you want to live. But it, of course, also doesn't matter what you call it. This sort of consciousness, it just is, right? It has been created, and therefore you have it and are it. And now you're going to make it come true. Your belief helps you. So what do you believe in? This all may sound like a circle reasoning. And then that looks like you're going crazy. But are you really? I talk about that in the video that will appear here in a couple of seconds, and I'm sure that one will help you out immensely too. Love from Petra.